Well, good, brother. What's going on? You look great. I haven't seen you in so long.
I know, it feels like it does, it feels like it's been a when was the last time? It wasn't a week ago, it must be 2
It
weeks
was
ago.
like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, it's like I think it was like our longest time apart.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was starting to lose weight, fall into depression, and the
I kn-
darkness around me.
I know, man. I wanted to text, and I was like, dude, he's
Uh,
busy. He's busy. So
yeah,
right on, man, dude. So how was eXpCon Barcelona? My goodness.
it was really, really good, really fantastic. I had a really great experience, my first eXpCon. Um, I don't know, I know that you understand this, but it's hard to describe it unless you've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's, great energy, great people all around, and it was really, really cool to see so many people from all over the world. I think there was like, I want to say 20 different countries there,
That's great.
including, I think it was maybe 16 or 17 of the country leaders.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just when you're surrounded by all of that for a couple of days nonstop, you just kind of take it all in, and you're like, it's hard to believe you need to be there to have that kind of experience.
Yeah.
And it's because everyone's just like you.
Mhm.
Down to earth, we're all just here working in the same company. No one's above anyone, and it's nice. It's really, really cool, and yeah, it was a really, really good experience. I was so happy that I went.
I love it. I'm so happy you went too, man, just for that experience. And I mean, when you talk about, all the different countries, I mean, we're in 27 or 28. I can't even keep up. We're starting to open so many so quickly now. You
Yeah,
texted me, we were doing more, and I'm like, goodness, which is awesome. It's
yeah,
great for the growth of the company, the long-term focus of the company, all that stuff. And then, for 16 of the country leaders to be there. I saw some of them were on stage, some of them were
yeah,
just out and about. So it just speaks volumes of all that. And we've got the next one coming up in Miami.
mhm,
And I look forward to that same thing. Um, One of the things I know you're probably feeling, because I know you too, is that energy still
oh yeah,
after you've gotten back, right?
way.
Describe that of, what you're feeling, how it's moving you every day.
It it makes you. It gives you a whole bunch of clarity, first of all, because whilst I was sat there listening to all these people talk, whether it was like country leaders or just really successful agents within the company talking about different things like luxury or how to become the architect of your business and how to open into new markets and stay there and be good at it and social media and AI and all the rest of it. It gives you so like your mind's just non-stop working. It's like, oh, I could do this and this and this and this, and I can turn this into this. And you come out of it with like this whole, I do anyway, it might just be me, with this whole like it's like a whole new business. It's yours, but it's your same business, but it's just like a whole new way of looking at it, thinking about how to do things, things that
Mhm.
you can change and better. And you're just so inspired now. And it's super, super exciting now. Every day I get excited to wake up and get back to work because there's so many of these things I want to try out and do and test and run and I hope it lasts. I know it's a wave of momentum and energy after the events. That's normal. But it's the best time to take advantage of that momentum and just really, really start implementing stuff and get
Yep.
into it. So
It,
for me, that
it's
was the
huge.
biggest thing. Yeah, definitely. So I don't know. I just came away with it like, oh, I've been like you're doing okay, and then you see the people around you, and you're like, I'm not doing that well. They're doing okay. Like they're doing yeah. So then you come out of it with like, although I thought I was doing well, there's so many different things that I could be doing way a lot better.
Yeah.
And yeah, so
Well, and a couple things on that. One, it's not to be overwhelmed by what you can do to be better, because you could have an overabundance of information, and then it could go down a negative path, or yeah, you don't do
Oh, yeah.
anything, right? So, and let me know if you did this. I try to do it. I went try is the big key word. After events, sit down and write down what's important to you, what you've learned, what you want to focus on, and so that way you could put a time frame on it saying, hey, that one I could get done in the next week. That one's going to take 3 months. That one's going to move my business in the next 6 months.
Right.
Um, and make that plan of action. Have you done that yet?
So the way that so you do it after?
I do it almost immediately after,
Okay.
because all those ideas are
Yeah.
fresh in my head. And
Yeah.
I know when I get back home, the kids start coming in, my wife starts coming into play, the dog, life starts happening.
Yeah.
And some of that gets removed kind of
Oh, yeah.
quickly, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I try to do it as quickly for me, I try to do it as quickly as possible after the event. If I stick around an extra hour after the event and I have a notebook and I'm just writing them, or on a plane ride home, I'm doing it and scribbling it because it's so fresh. And my head goes too. So I could get it on paper, then I could go back, look at it, say, all right, that was super important. And
Yeah.
and I really love that. I need to implement that. Number one, I've got my number ones, then I've got my 3 months out, do this, and I'm putting them on my calendar. So it just gets you ready for your next stage.
Yeah, so I do a similar thing, but I do it as it comes to me in the event. So
Good.
the notebook, I'm not necessarily writing down what they're saying on stage. What I'm doing is writing down ideas on how to progress in my business as it comes to me in the moment. Because so
Nice.
they'll be talking about something and it'll get my mind working and I'm like, okay, I could do this and this and this, and then I write it down. I don't necessarily put a time frame on it. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because it kind of gets you to commit to actually doing something with the information you've written down. It's not just,
Well, I'll tell
just
you
writing.
this. Here in Indiana, we have to do continuing education every year to do our for our license.
Right.
And it's one of those where it's due at the end of the month. And so many real estate agents, they wait till the end of the month because it's like, oh, I gotta get it done. And so that just goes that case in point with time frame to say, I've got to get it done. And
Yeah.
there's something else like EXP's offering I forget what it's called. Let me look real fast. I wrote it down. I don't remember where it is.
Uh,
I don't know.
was
Express offers. It's one
oh,
of the
okay.
courses that EXP offers, just to get more sellers and buyers and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And you've got to take a course for it. It's open, take it whenever you want, which is awesome. But again, there's no time frame. So I keep pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off. Right.
Right. Right.
So I need to do that too with items like that. So yeah, take that thought of put a time frame on it. Is it a month? Is it two? Be realistic,
Mhm.
and then yeah, implement it. And yeah, man,
Yeah, that's
be
a good
great.
idea. One thing they were they spoke about a lot was AI.
Yeah,
And oh man, it's insane the stuff that you can do. Like it was things were
yeah.
demonstrated for us on stage, like people having conversations with AI on their phone to help them do stuff within their business and whatever else. And it was just like
Wow.
it's like, oh my God, it's like you could build $1 million business with very few employees because most of it is built out with AI. And it was really cool. And
Wow.
that was shown to us through one of the agents um from the US. I can't remember her name though. Basically, it was really interesting. It made me think. I'm still thinking about all these things. I'm riding the wave, and it still has me going. They talk a lot about how like we use AI to outsource downwards. Like you
Mhm.
get administration tasks, social media posting. I don't know, like cleaning up your emails and stuff like that. Things that aren't really dollar producing activities for you. So you concentrate on showing homes. But they were teaching you ways and how you can kind of employ AI upwards. So you can still be focused on showing homes and being with your clients and whatever else, but then have AI kind of like working in the background for you as if you had like a head of marketing or a head of business operations above you telling you what you need to do to get your business to the next level. And I was like, oh, I never thought about it. Like I never thought about it that way before. We always think downwards and not upwards.
Yeah, I
Well,
like that too.
yeah, it's really cool. And there's just so many. It was when you see Glenn Sanford's obsession with AI and technology
Yeah.
in front of you on stage, unfolding before you, you're like, "Oh, god," you're like, "Yeah, this company's, they keep talking about like, "Oh, this is the future, this is the future." The future's already here. EXP is like 10 steps ahead of
Yeah.
10 steps ahead of whatever you think is the future. EXP is already there and beyond. It's insane.
Yeah,
Really,
I
really
can't help but agree with that, and I see that, and I feel that. I exactly know what you're talking about because
yeah,
it is it, and that's every time. Whether we're talking on a podcast or I'm in person with somebody, I can't stress how amazing the leadership is because it's that they're 10 steps ahead of the future. And
oh,
it's for real. It's not BS, because they're seeing what's going on and they're envisioning afterwards. I even saw something with Glenn where he was talking about, he doesn't know what the next 3 to 5 years looks like with AI, but he said over the next 12 months, it's going to change our industry.
yep.
It's transforming right now. So many people are
Right.
data driven, and so many people are wanting that material. And when we send it out, we can't say, "Oh, here, go down this link." We have to give them the playbook
Mhm,
for our clients. Here is what it is.
mhm.
Um, but I want to go back too because you say going up on AI, to work your business. I think it's absolutely crucial. Um, if you're failing in this business or not doing much business right now, chat is there to be an assistant.
Yeah,
Ask it a question to how can I better my business? What's a good marketing plan? What do I need to do? And break it down. Maybe it's a weekly routine, a daily routine. Who knows? Everybody's different. But that's what it's there for. Don't get stuck against the wall. Use that. And it's almost like you said, Ian, hey, it's that boss saying, do this. And you're like, cool. Well, now I need to leverage myself. Now you can tell it to do this. You
exactly.
know? Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's huge. Go ahead.
It's like having it ask you what you need to do to get this specific outcome. And then obviously, like with chat, you can tweak it, get a little bit better at the prompts and dive deeper into it as you kind of develop out the conversation. And then once you have what you need, then it's like saying to it, okay, now tell me the AI agents that can help me with each of these things.
Yep.
And it's fully automating like everything. It's insane. Some of the
It
stuff that they were
is.
showing, websites built in like seconds and stuff.
Yeah.
Like oh god, who was on the stage? Leo, not Leo Pareja, sorry. I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, I can't remember his name. Anyway, he was on stage and he showed us a website that he had built out in minutes through AI with like full market reports in Barcelona and everything else. He doesn't know Barcelona market. He's
Wow.
from Miami, and he had all of this, and it was just built out in minutes that he could send out to clients that wanted to buy in Barcelona or whatever. Had all the information on their graphs, scales, and infographics and everything else. And it's like, geez, it's like this was done in seconds.
Mm.
It was, I don't know, it really is. Some of the stuff that we saw was mind blowing. But yeah, you can have it become your boss, tell you what needs to be done within your business, and then have it tell you what AI you can use to do those tasks for you. It's insane, and it's extremely cheap. It's not. You
Yeah.
could do the same thing with employees. You'll get different results. I'm not saying they're better or worse, but it will definitely be a billion times more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and again, it's overhead, and it goes back to just the idea of how EXP was designed to eliminate all that overhead, right?
Yep.
From
Yep.
a brick and mortar to the utilities, to the repair and maintenance, all that stuff was eliminated and then given back that money given back to an agent or all the agents, over $2 million given back last year. Now, if you look at it to replace some employees, and we don't want to replace people, but in essence, like you said, now you don't, as a business owner, you don't have to have all these employees in mind where you're getting results of what's going to be a success.
Yep.
And so now you could have it cost a lot less. So again, you're eliminating your costs. So you could leverage yourself. You're leveraging your business. So it's all that ties together.
That's it, 100%. And there was a lot of talk about social media as well, which I think this is probably done at most events. Um, we always talk about how everybody should be on social media, but everybody has an account, but they don't use it, kind of thing, blah, blah, blah. Then they were showing us like AI avatars of yourself, like talking and walking on video, and it just looks like you, and it's how it was created in like 5 seconds. Like, hey,
Really?
take avatar number 6 and video me talking about this and this and this and this and this and this, and then post it onto LinkedIn, Instagram, blah 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 blah. Blah. It was
Mhm.
done, and it was
Yeah.
like, oh my god,
There was
which
there was an event I went to, and it was that, and then I could do it in Chinese, in
yeah, yeah,
Spanish, in French, and I speak broken Spanish. That's about it. The Chinese, no way. So it's that, and that's the stuff that blows my mind because then it's me talking in Chinese that I have zero clue what Chinese is, but I could help people in China that only speak the language. I can now help them. So it blows my mind because it's like, man, it's so cool, man. If I could go back to EXP Barcelona, I know you sent me some amazing pictures with a lot of great people. Which one was your favorite to meet in person, take your picture with?
so I got my picture with Leo, the CEO, Leo Pareja. He was like, "Oh, I know you. I've been in a podcast with you." I was like, "Yeah, you sang Happy Birthday to me." It's like, um, Felix Bravo, Glenn, but I think my most memorable one, and the one that I was most looking forward to, was actually probably Elizabeth Riley,
Awesome.
because I know that through her and everybody at Family Tree, they've been the most memorable and most impactful trainings, I would say, through EXP that I've had. That being said, I've not been on one for a while because it now coincides with a call that I do for my group. But I would say that I feel like they've had a lot of impact on a lot of people in EXP, and it was just something that they do. They just do it because they want to help, and
It's in their heart.
that's it. That's it. Apart from that, I had I've had like people reach out to me from the US asking about how to help get an agent on board in Spain, and like they're connected to Elizabeth Riley somehow. I had an agent in Spain who moved here from the US like 4 years ago,
Mm,
thinking about joining, and she knew her through back in the Keller Williams days. She'd like joined Keller Williams with Elizabeth Riley back, I don't know, like 15 years ago or whatever it was. So I don't know. There was always she was always just kind of there, and she is, and she's like the first icon agent in EXP ever. She's
right.
the first 10x icon agent. She's got like what, I don't know, 10,000 agents or something
Yeah,
now.
she's like all tens, 10 years with the XP,
Yeah,
10-year icon. I think it's 10,000 agents. Yeah, she's got like this big 10 thing going on. It's cool.
right, exactly. So I don't, for me to be able to just say hello to a person like that, and the other end of the world of where she operates, and get my picture and just have a conversation and stuff. That was probably my favorite
Awesome.
one. Yeah.
She
Oh.
She is truly amazing. And it's so different too from seeing her on a webinar. Yes, super helpful. She's an amazing leader, and but when you see her in person, she's just so nice
Yep,
and like
super
easy
nice.
to talk to, right? Um, it makes me. She inspires me
Oh
just
yeah,
from being her.
yeah,
And obviously it's those connections to have 10,000 agents, be able to that she's able to help speaks
right.
volumes. Look,
Oh
what brokerage has 10,000 agents?
yeah,
And
poor Wendy.
and she's got them. So it's just stuff like that where I love that you said that, man, because I think the world of her too. And I think, yeah, I'm just glad you guys were able to connect and have a conversation and
Yeah,
just be there in the moment, man. I love it.
yeah, yeah, 100%. And it's funny because I'd be at a table with some of the agents from Spain, and they're kind of like they're looking at who's coming in all the time because they want photo opportunities and stuff. Like, oh my God, there's Glenn. Like Glenn walks in just like he's in his own home. He's just walking around so casual and
Right,
in a
right.
short t-shirt kind of thing. It's like, and oh
Hey,
no, they're
so
going to say,
oh,
yeah.
go ahead, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Everybody's like looking for these people like up in the company, the CEO, the what's Felix no, like the managing director of international
Yeah, probably
what
Wendy Forsythe as well.
Wendy as well, and she was great.
Yeah,
And all those people, and then Elizabeth would walk in, and I was like, "That's who you want to be talking to. That's the
yeah,
person I get my picture with." And everyone's like, "Who's she? Like, like where's she from? Like, who's this person?" I'm like, "Are you kidding me?
yeah.
You don't know who that is?" Like, yeah, it's like, so people need to, but then you can understand it because people that are limited language wise, they have no idea how huge EXP is, like outside of not just Spain, but Europe in general. Um, and the inspiration from the US, it's out of this world. And you inspire our friend Ollie from France a lot. He was talking to me a lot about you, and he really likes
Ah, I
to.
love that guy. That was awesome
Yeah,
picture you sent me. Yes.
yeah, yeah. I didn't know he was going to be there. We were just standing at like a red light across from each other in the street, waiting to cross. And I was like this, and he was like this, and we connected. It was really cool. It was really really cool. So we'll be talking a
Um,
lot about sponsorship
good.
uh, with him. So
He's one of those guys that I met early on when France opened. Um, and we just got to talking and had a great conversation. And and he just started building. And me and him have been very parallel in helping agents grow and develop and all this stuff. And we actually just talked. I think we just talked like last week, right before eXpCon in Barcelona. And I was like, "Hey, how many agents, are you helping now?" And he's like, "Oh, I've got like 90." And I'm sitting at 50. And so he took off, you know, and here's a motivation factor for me. Michael Wiseman, he's out in Maryland here in the United States. And back at eXpCon last year, we were right about that same number.
right,
We were high 40s,
that's
and
right.
now Michael's now at 90.
Wow.
So I've got two guys that I was pretty much running parallel with, and because they're putting in the hard work, they're reaping the benefit,
Oh
and
yeah.
I'm left behind. So that's really been my eye opener, and it was funny because just before I talked to Ali, I was talking to Michael, and I just put those numbers in my perspective, and I was like, "Darn it, man!" And I see Mike, and I'm super happy for him,
Of
but
course.
I'm like, "Darn it for me for not doing what I need to do." Right? So
Yeah.
now I've used it as a motivating factor. That's what I was talking about. And then I talked to Ali. So double motivation factor to be like, Jason, you need to step up. You got to do this. Nobody's going to do it for you. It's up to you, man. So that was my big aha moment, just talking to those guys and saying, man, I could be better than what I am right now. And I'm not, but I will be, and it's
Oh, yeah.
coming. So
Oh,
now,
yeah.
now the engines are on, and we're going full speed, baby.
Well, that's it, and, we were sat there, and somebody was up on stage, and they asked about how many people we have in our organization, and then, people started shouting out their numbers, like, "Oh, 350, 500, 3,500, 1,700, blah, blah, blah," and I was like, "Oh, like, 20." But it was just really cool to see that these are all just agents selling homes, but behind them, they've just got, like, casually 500 agents sitting there, 300 there, 1,700. Then you've got the people that are, like, really dedicated to building out their organization, like Gogo, um, Veronica Figueroa out of Florida as well. So I don't know. It's just people selling homes, but they've got this whole rev share thing behind them as well.
Yeah.
It's so common.
Yep.
It's so common to see just people with agents in their downline. Even the
Yep.
small agents, like, have 2 or 3. Everybody seems to have agents at some point. Like, we never met anyone that has 0. Even some of my agents that have absolutely nothing to do with rev share at all, ever, have, like, 1 or 2,
Right.
and that's
Right.
really cool to see as well. Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
everybody has a bit of everything. That's nice.
It is, man. Well, and again, it's that it puts you in perspective to yeah where you are. Hey, I've got 20 agents, which you do a great job, and that's a great number. But then
Oh,
you're looking at, hey, they've got 3,000. How's that? What's that? And you get intrigued by it. And some people you mesh a story with to be like, oh man, their story's just like mine, and they took off the 3,000. I can do that,
yeah.
or maybe it's not, but that's the fun stuff of it all. Um, and again, I'm just glad that you were there.
Yeah.
Did anybody else in the champions go?
We had 1 agent go. I was with him.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Who is
So,
that?
that was Jose from Murcia.
Awesome.
He came with me, and we, like, shared an apartment together,
Good.
split the cost, like, we traveled up together, came back together and stuff like that, so yeah,
Perfect.
no, he went to the first EXP International, eXpCon International, which was in Portugal last year,
Yeah, yeah.
and, he came to this one as well, and it was cool because I think they almost tripled the number of agents that attended from the
That's
first one to
awesome.
the second one.
So
Yeah, and
great.
it was really cool and something really interesting, and I might look into this. Like Glenn, and a bunch of agents from Spain and a bunch of other people were all wearing these Ray-Bans by Meta. Have you seen
Yeah.
them?
I saw Glenn. They
So Glenn was like talking on stage, and is that them?
no, these are
No.
just Ray-Bans.
Oh, okay. Okay. They're exactly like that. Anyway.
They're legit Ray-Bans, but yeah, I know they look just like it, but they're not by Meta.
All right,
So
because
go ahead. I'm gonna wear them while you talk about this
it
piece.
looks like you got the little camera there. So Glenn's like talking on stage. He's like, bloop, bloop, and like a little light comes on. He's like, "Oh, I'm live streaming right now." And the really, really cool thing was, and this is where the international thing comes into it. And I didn't know this. I know they've been out for a while, but I had no idea. You can get live translations through the glasses, speaking to someone in a language that you don't understand each other. So, like, Glenn would be
Wow,
talking to agents. They're speaking to him in Spanish, and if he's looking directly at them, he'll get like the live translation, and then he can speak back to them in English, and they get like Spanish subtitles on the app, and they're just conversating with through these glasses.
crazy.
And I was like, if I was to show this to my grandmother, she wouldn't believe me.
Right,
It's
right.
like, yeah, this is something that they were like, oh, that's like 1,000 years away, like 50
Yeah.
years ago. Like, that's not our lifetime kind of thing. It's here, it's now, and I don't know. We can there's so many different things that we can do to get connected internationally now. It's insane. And next year, February, eXpCon in South Africa.
Mm.
I'm I'm really thinking about that one. I think that'll be
Are you?
really cool. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. because and, you know, also at the same time, thanks to eXpCon International, it gives us a nice way to travel and see different cultures and see different countries and
Yeah.
s like, a whole bunch of the agents that came from the US to Barcelona, they came, like, a month ago, but they've been traveling maybe through Italy, they've been, like, doing luxury house tours in Portugal and all through different
Yes.
bits of Spain before they came to eXpCon, and now they're off to Paris or London. So, I don't know, maybe they would have done it without eXpCon, but it gives us a good excuse to actually take action and move and see different parts of the world. So, yeah, I think I'd really like to go to South Africa. We'll see.
That'd be awesome.
It is, yeah, yeah.
I had just to connect some dots. So next year I turned 50.
Okay.
And a couple years ago, I told Kelly, hey, for my 50th birthday, I would love to do an African safari, like actual
Mhm,
African
mhm.
safari, right? What if we bumped it up to February?
What if you bumped it up to February? Hmm.
Mm.
I'll tell you one thing. The ticket for eXpCon is extremely cheap. Extremely cheap.
Yours is, yeah.
The just yeah, no, that's what no, I'm talking about the South Africa one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. The South Africa one is ridiculous because it's, like, in South African rands on the website.
Yeah.
I was like,
Okay.
2,000 South African rands. It sounds like a lot. I went to I went to Google and it's less than $100.
Wow.
The
Yes.
hotels are extremely cheap also. The only
Really?
thing that's kick your ass is the flight over, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm considering it.
And so they're saying February?
Yeah, they got the dates already.
All
It
right.
was the 17th to the 19th of February, something like that.
Okay. Good. We have Valentine's Day that week too, so it could tie into a lot of stuff.
Birthday, Valentine's, Safari, eXpCon. Yep, yep.
Hang out with you.
Hang out, have a beer in Africa. Who would
Yeah.
have thought? Who would have thought?
It's hot, right, brother? I'll
Yep,
check it out, man. That's super exciting. Cool. Man, I
yeah,
love it, dude. I love it. I know we got things we got to keep moving on and getting business going too. So always just I love the energy, buddy, and I am so happy you had an amazing time and use it every day, and I know you will because that's just you.
yeah,
But yeah, keep riding the wave and just take it in, absorb it. I'm so happy you went there because yeah, the energy just keeps going and um I'm still back and forth on Miami. Like I'm like yeah, I really don't know right now. So
yeah.
but we'll talk about that another day. But like honestly, super happy, buddy.
Cool, cool. No, it's I'll ride this wave as long as I can and use its momentum for good. I got my event on Monday in a few days.
I meant to bring that up. I know you do.
So
You
I'm so
use
happy.
all this
Yeah,
for Monday,
exactly.
right? Yeah.
Exactly.
Ah.
Days. Even if there's like 4 people there, I'm just gonna blow the roof off the place.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
for
I
real.
look forward to
For
that one. I do.
Hey, what I was gonna tell you too on Monday, see if you could set up like a camera just to record yourself, and even if you don't use it to post it live, but it's good for B-roll stuff.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna be wearing a mic and,
Yeah,
have
good,
phone set up on a tripod. Yeah. Yeah, I got it
good.
planned.
That way you could use it for, yeah, your content and everything
But
too, and
apart from that, my thinking is I'm gonna compare it to my events in 10 years from now.
yep, yep,
So,
that you
I
should.
want to see comparison. Yeah, yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah,
So, I'll let you know.
good.
I'll let you know how it
Awesome,
goes.
buddy. You're gonna tear the leather off the ball, man. So go keep crushing it and yeah, stay focused.
Thank you. I appreciate you,
Amazing
Jason.
ride. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Awesome. All right. Bye everybody.
Bye-bye.